to the Finding Audrey Booksplosion live show. This is my channel, Home Bananas Books.
I'm Jesse from the channel Jesse the Reader.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, now you can talk. Jesse, go.
I'm Jesse from the channel Jesse the Reader.
And I'm Kat from the channel Katie Tastic.
Woo!
And we're Booksplosion. Exploding books behind us.
It was going so smoothly until I realized that it was stuck on my face, and I was like, wait, hold on.
Remember that time I did one and it was stuck on Kat's face?
So awkward.
We've all done this. We've all done the thing where it's stuck on our face for like 50 years. Anyway, today we're going to be discussing Finding Audrey by Sofia Kisela with spoilers. But before we go into spoilers and before we start talking about the book, we are going to announce the Booksplosion Books of the Month for the rest of the year.
September, October, November, December. Very exciting.
September, October, November, December.
Is it my turn now? Just kidding.
Jesse, wrap it up. You know, I'm waiting for you to do the fun.
Oh, I have to do it? I don't want to do it.
Well, now you have to.
September, October, November, December. I almost did it wrong.
Is that what you want to do? You don't know the months later?
Oh, I do.
Okay, shall we start with September?
Do we have the? I have September handy.
I have September
handy.
Okay, ready? So our September book of the month is going to be, who wants to say it? Jesse?
Hollow City by Ransom Riggs!
Oh my god! Oh my god! For those of you who don't know, his last book in the series, Library of Souls, is coming out in September. And I was getting distracted because our event is in October. Who wants to talk about the event, Kat?
That's kind of why we chose this one, because, you know, it's an older book, so you should be able to find it in libraries and whatnot. And you have time to read the first book if you haven't done that yet, which why haven't you done that yet? Jesse's been telling you to read it forever.
Get on it.
So yeah, we're going to one of the launch party events for Library of Souls with Ransom Riggs, Atlanta, Georgia. I think we're all going to talk about this more in videos and Instagram and stuff. Maybe we'll put the details down below or in other videos. But yeah, October 2nd, Atlanta, Georgia. It's like a costume party, Library of Souls event, and we're all going to be there, and it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a costume party, so you have to dress up. It's not mandatory, but you have to.
You don't have to dress up, but you have to dress up.
We're going to be dressed up. Join us in our party.
Yes.
Oh! I almost kicked my computer off my makeshift book stand. Okay.
So,
Yep.
September, join us. Pick up Hollow City.
September, Hollow City, and it up.
What day is our live show going to be on?
Oh, I have this on my calendar. Let me look.
I have it on my calendar, but I don't have my calendar next to me.
It's September 26th, the week before the event.
Yeah. Does everyone else have their calendars out so they can write this stuff down?
September 26th, Saturday.
This is our live show. October 2nd is the Atlanta, Georgia event we'll be doing with Ransom Riggs. Next, the month that comes after September is Jesse.
October, right? Is that right?
Oh, oopsie daisy.
No, wrong one.
I got too excited. Okay. Our October book of the month.
I don't have mine.
Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo.
Oh my god. Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo.
You do not have to read the Grisha trilogy to read this book. Make note of that. You can just read this book without having read that trilogy.
Yeah.
This set in the same world, and it's set after the events of the last book in this trilogy. So, you know, if you want to read the trilogy first just to get, like, the full impact of it, you can do that. But it's a whole new cast of characters. It's, you know, it's just set in the same world.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think Jesse and Kat have read the Grisha trilogy, and I'm going to go
Working
into
on it.
probably not having read it yet. So we'll get two different perspectives in our live show here. And our live show for Six of Crows is going to be...
Calendar. This comes out on September 29th, and so you have a little bit of September to also read it. And our live show is, I believe, no, it's not on, we need to talk about this. It's not on Halloween, is it? I mean, that would be kind of cool, but it's not on Halloween.
Okay, it's to be announced.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We'll tell you soon.
The 24th seems kind of early, and the 31st is Halloween, so we might have to
do next month.
Yeah, maybe on Sunday the 25th. That's not like too early, or Friday the 30th. I don't know. We'll figure it out. To be announced.
We're just gonna confuse them talking about lots of days. We'll let you know. So we had Howl City, then we had Six of Crows, and on November I already kind of spoiled it by accident. Oh.
Illuminate.
By Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff.
Look at how beautiful it is.
Remember this shit? Oh, it's so beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I don't know what this is even about. I just know it looks really cool.
Doesn't it take place in space? Maybe? Is that
something
correct?
in space?
I feel like
it
takes
dropped it up
place.
against my face because it's been in my dusty bookshelf. But very exciting. It's really cool. If you haven't checked it out yet, is it out? It's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
October 20th.
October 20th. Okay, this comes out October 20th. These are our arcs. If you saw our BEA hauls, you saw how excited we were about these really good arcs. Okay. And last month of the year, this one is so exciting. I am so excited about this one.
Me too.
What?
I said me too. I'm very excited.
I think we're all excited about this. Jesse, have you read the last?
I need to read Cress, and then I'll be excited. I spoiled it.
We're doing winter for our winter of the month in December. I'm so excited.
I mean, winter is one of my most anticipated books of the year. Like Winter and Queen of Shadows, which we get on Tuesday. So, oh my god.
Guys, oh my gosh.
So if you haven't read or started this trilogy yet, you got 3 months before the last book comes out, and 3 months before we'll all be reading it together. So you should start Cinder and Scarlet and Cress. This is personally my favorite of the trilogy so far. This is not going to be our book of the month, just so you know. We just don't have Winter. It's the last book in the trilogy. I mean,
when does Winter come out?
November 10th.
November 10th. Yay!
And our live show will be earlier on in December, just so we don't disturb Christmas.
It's going to be like December...
like 20th or something? What'd you say?
December 19th.
19th. Okay, so our winter live show will be on December 19th. Yeah, and those are the rest of our Booksplosion books for 2015, which is insane. We already have them all planned. And hopefully you guys...
Also, we need to talk about the other event we're doing in November.
Oh, y'all?
Y'all.
Y'all Fest.
We're going to be at Y'all Fest. Woo! When is Y'all Fest again?
Yeah, we're going to be at Y'all Fest. There's going to be a Booksplosion like Q&A and meetup afterward. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be like this. If you were at Y'all West, you probably weren't going to be at both.
We are.
We are, but like probably not the people who are Y'all West are going to be at Y'all Fest, but it's going to be the same sort of format, except we'll have a meetup that's like planned afterward.
Yeah. And Y'all Fest is a little bit different. Like Y'all West is kind of 2 days, 2 full days, and Y'all Fest is really like 1 full day and then little events the day before. And it's taking place on November 13th and 14th in Charleston, South Carolina.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I've never been to Charleston before. Oh wait, that's a lie. I was there for a cheerleading thing. I've never been there for not a cheerleading thing. Okay, so those are all our announcements. Let us know if you're excited about any of these books in particular. I hope you join us for all of them, right?
Yes. We'd love to have you guys join us.
love to have you guys join us for all of them. It's so much fun reading along. Like, one book a month is okay to read along with a group, and it's so beautiful to, at the end, to be able to talk to you guys about it.
It's the best.
So
I like this kind of like us announcing a bunch really early, because normally we wait until like right when it's time and it's like a surprise. But like we do get comments every now and then from people in other countries who have trouble getting the books in time. So let us know if you like this super early announcement.
Yeah, I mean, we're not always this well organized, so we can't always do it like this.
We're never this like planned ahead, but we are this time, so yay!
This time. So back to our August book of the month, Finding Audrey. We're gonna start off with our initial thoughts on Finding Audrey now. So if you haven't read Finding Audrey and you want to, I highly recommend reading it. You can look at any of it.
Non-spoilery synopsis.
Do you want to give it? You want me to give it? The girl, I've done the synopsis so many times. I feel like I'm just like ingrained in my head now. It's about a girl who's dealing with severe anxiety issues right now, and she's living with her family, and she's trying to just move forward in life. She's at this point where she can't even not wear sunglasses because she can't handle eye contact. It's too much for her. And it's hilarious. Her family's hilarious, and I just flew through it. It was so funny, and she finds some love, and she finds herself, and she learns to live like amongst her family in a normal way again. And I don't not to say that she isn't normal, but she has like a lot of triggers and such right now, and it's hard for her to live a normal life. Anything to add, guys?
No, that just about covers it.
That sums it up.
Let's get into the spoilery discussion. We're using the Exploding Audrey hashtag on Twitter if you have questions, and we're also keeping an eye on the YouTube ones.
Wait, it's Booksplosion, Audrey, right? Not Exploding?
No, it's Exploding Audrey.
Wait, but it's
we didn't really have a set in stone hashtag this time around, so.
Exploding Audrey.
Was it Booksplosion?
We're literally blowing her up.
Later,
oh my
Audrey.
God, I've been doing Exploding Audrey.
I didn't even use our hashtag because I didn't even know we had one.
I've been using Booksplosion Audrey. Okay, well, so the Q&A app does not seem to be working because YouTube broke up with Google+. It's been a whole thing. Like, they don't know what's going on here. So we're taking, like, Twitter. I don't know. I kind of hope they get back together. I'm a little confused now.
Like, they forced us to get it, and now we like it, but now they're taking it away.
I know. The nerve. Like manipulation. Okay. Well, let's talk about Finding Audrey. Jesse, tell us your thoughts. Initial thoughts.
Okay, I freaking loved this book, and I was not expecting to love it at all. For some reason, I was going into it thinking, like, this is going to be a chick flick of a book, but I freaking loved it so much. And I think the thing that I loved about it was that it was just so refreshing in the fact that it's about mental illness, but it's, like, a lighthearted book. Like, it wasn't, like, a book where you're, like, feeling so sorry for the characters, like, all the time. Like, Audrey, yes, like, you feel sorry for her, but she's, like, happy. Like, she has a happy life, and like there was humor throughout the story, and it was just so refreshing because we don't always see that. Like, we always see these characters dealing with mental illness and their lives are just terrible and horrible, but like it was just refreshing to see like this lighthearted story, and there was like a nice love story to it, and it was just so good. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Kat?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what Jesse said. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, but it was so funny. Like, just from the very beginning, I was so entertained, and I wanted to keep reading it. Like, I didn't want to put it down because it was enjoyable, which is something that I wasn't expected from a book where, like, the main plot was, like, you know, character dealing with some severe social anxiety. But I felt like Sophie Kinsella really handled that aspect well and just had such an excellent balance between the humor and the lightheartedness, and also handling this, you know, depression and social anxiety with like tact, and it was just done in a really nice way. I also loved that there was a big like subplot of her family life and like family dynamics and stuff, and it wasn't just about like, oh, she meets a boy and she gets better, which is kind of what the synopsis almost made it sound like the boy cured her anxiety. But no, it's a very gradual thing, and her family helps, and I love the family dynamics, and you don't see that a lot. Like, it wasn't such an emphasis on the romance that, like, this is a romance. It's about a girl who's just, like, coming of age and also dealing with these issues and her family, and I really liked that.
Yeah, it was very family-driven, and the family was fantastic. There was one comment that I got that was, like, really kind of hypercritical of the fact that she finds love and that's what makes her better. But if you look at the book, that is not what makes her better. That's just aids in it. A lot of it's with her family. A lot of it's like the gradual steps with the therapist and all that. And it just, that's what we like get really excited about, like her romance. But that's not the main, drive of her health getting better. I loved it too. I did a whole, 16-minute book talk talking about how much I loved it. I listened to the audiobook, and I was just dying. Like, it was so funny. A lot of times, sometimes that doesn't translate to, like, when someone's reading it to you. It's not as funny as if you read it in your head, but it was hilarious. Like, that narrator who did the audiobook. So funny. So funny. Okay, well, we know what you didn't do. Do you have a star rating, Jesse?
I gave it a 4. I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah. How many did you give it?
I also gave it a 4 out of 5.
Cool. I gave it a 5 out of 5. And let's go into questions. Kat, do you have a question for us?
Let's see.
Are we also taking from the YouTube comments?
If someone wants to monitor those.
Okay,
I can monitor them.
You want to monitor them? Okay.
Sure.
I'm going to bring it up, too, because I don't have my questions to look at. I feel so...
Sunglasses, though.
I feel so
Here's the question. How honest or accurate do you think the depiction of Audrey's anxiety was?
I mean, to me, I felt like it really worked. It really sounded real, and it really felt real. And I when she would have her attack, sometimes I'd be like so moved by how she's feeling. I'd like be brought to tears. I don't know. What did you guys think?
I'm like waiting for Jesse.
I'm waiting for you. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to like.
Go, Kat. Go, Kat.
Kat, go. Kat, go.
Okay, yeah, I agree that it was pretty accurate. I mean, I definitely haven't personally experienced anything to the degree that Audrey has in this book, but I do get, like, some feelings of social anxiety sometimes, and, like, I just want to stay in my bed and never talk to anyone again. So I did relate to that, but, again, like, hers is much different. Like, hers is a very exaggerated case where, like, she can't even have eye contact with anyone, or like talk to other people, like leave her house, talk to other people. And the one thing that is why I kind of didn't give the book 5 stars, because I did really enjoy it, is because I wanted a bit more about what had happened to her, because that is so like alluded to, that like she was really severely bullied by these girls at school for a long period of time, and like they were like tormenting her, but we didn't get to know like any details of that. Like it was kind of brushed over, and I thought we were going to get that, so I was a little bit disappointed when we didn't.
What do you think, Jesse?
I found the anxiety to be accurate, but the thing is, like, I've never experienced her kind of anxiety, so it's like hard to tell, because like I don't know, I figure, like, I don't know. It seemed accurate to me though, and I thought that it was handled very well and very respectfully. So
yeah. I agree. Like I don't think we've had the degree of anxiety that Audrey experiences, but I think we definitely all experience some degree of social anxiety and know like some feelings that happen. Okay, I just want to comment really quick on the comment section. It's now like a live chat room. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So just so you guys know, in the comments, we're going to be taking questions from you guys. So if you want to put a question in there, maybe just hashtag your question Booksplosion Audrey, just so we know that's a question, because a lot of people are just talking in there, and that way it'll stand out to us. And Kat's taking questions on Twitter with hashtag exploding Audrey instead of Booksplosion.
I'm not exploding Audrey and Booksplosion Audrey.
Okay,
so
okay, she's got that book. Okay, so Kat, do you have a question for us?
What scene did you like the most?
Guys, are we echoing?
It's probably me. I'll refresh.
Okay, do you want to start? Do you have a scene you like the most, Kat? You want to start us off?
Okay, there's so many great scenes, so it's hard to choose just one, but I just really loved the opening scene. Like, I thought that was so hilarious with the mom, like, hanging out the window with the laptop, and, like, she's gonna drop it, and we get, like, introduced to all the characters, and that just, like, got me into the book right away. And then there's also so many cute scenes. Like, I loved Audrey and Linus, like, passing the notes back and forth. It was very, like, cutesy in a good way. Like, you know, she's 14 years old, and I really like that. It was adorable.
Yeah. I mean, I talked about my favorite scenes in my book talk, so I kind of feel repetitive, but, like, the scene I thought was the funniest was when Frank's banned from the computer, and, like, they go out on a date, and he's on the computer, and he, like, takes out his spare plug and plugs it in, and his mom comes in because she forgot something, and she's like, oh, why are you on the computer? And he's like, oh, I'm doing my French homework, obviously. Like, stop, Mom, I'm doing my homework. Do you want me to do my homework? And she's like, oh, yeah, of course. And she leaves. And then, like, he switches back to the game, and, like, a few minutes later, the mom is, like, in the window 2 stories up, like, on top of the house, and she's like,
I love all of his scenes with, like, trying to get away with, like, using the computer. They were all so great.
It's, like, so real. I've seen the same thing happen with Paulie.
Right. I loved the ice cream scene with Audrey and Linus when he, like, gets her favorite ice cream or whatever. I was like, It's, like, the best.
That was
so sweet. It was like, oh, man.
It really was.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Favorite family aspect?
Oh, I loved when they, like, came together for the tournament or whatever.
Yeah.
That was, like, the best. Like, getting to that point was so great.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like at the end where everyone's like, we all need to apologize to Linus. And, like, even the dad was like, I didn't do anything wrong, but I guess I'm sorry, too. I know, just all of the...
Yeah, I mean, I love the family in general. Like, I think throughout the entire book they were so supportive and so understanding of her issues. I mean, and she has a lot of weird things that she had to do, and they were just really protective and really supportive, and it was beautiful to see.
Right.
Do you have a Twitter question?
What do you think the title means? Finding Audrey as in finding her old self, or finding a self post-recovery? Ooh, interesting.
I'd say post recovery.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're never like you're old. You're always kind of evolving.
Right.
Audrey.
Because throughout the story, she's just growing.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's about, like, just finding, not necessarily like her old self or a new self, just finding herself, because she's been so, like, detached and depressed and not really doing much, and it's like finding, I don't know, the desire to, like, get up and do stuff again and want to get better.
Yeah, it's like coming back down into the earth too. Like she said, she's like been in her own little bubble of darkness for so long, and then it's really nice to see gradually how she starts noticing the world around her again, and then she notices that she's noticing it, and she sees that she's getting better, and I really loved how that was written in, because it wasn't obvious, it wasn't like stated, like, look, I'm noticing things, until we were already into it, and we've seen her doing it for a while then.
Right.
It was nice. I have a question in here that says, do you think the romance was too quick? I don't, because it was over a long period of time. We just see it quicker. And I don't know, it never got so serious that I was like, oh, this is too quick. What do you guys think?
I could see where somebody like would see it as rushed, but it didn't really feel rushed to me at all. I don't know.
Yeah, like it was. I could see it feeling a bit quick. How they don't like explicitly say it, but they're like implying that they love each other. It's not that it's so early on. It's that they are younger. I think is part of it.
Right.
But I also don't feel like that's inaccurate. Like I feel like that happens with 14-year-olds. Like they do move fast. They do like fall hard and like develop feelings really quickly. And so I didn't think it was rushed. Yeah, no, I didn't think it was that rushed.
What were you saying, Jesse?
I was just saying that they didn't feel 14 to me while reading this book. I don't know if anybody else felt that way, but they felt older to me. So.
Linus
is for me as well.
I don't know, she felt like a teenager to me. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, she felt like a teenager, but she just didn't feel like 14.
I mean, she's also she has an older brother. I mean,
right.
I don't know. I think she felt her age. I loved her little brother so much. It was so cute. I think it was such a cool addition because, like, it's so rare kind of that we interact with siblings that are that young in any of the books you read. And it was just so realistic. It brought me back to the days of, like, being a big sister to Paula. That was just like, this is so cute.
I mean, it was also nice having the parents, too, because usually, like, in YA books, the parents just, like, disappear. So it was nice to, like, have them there and, like, actually be, like, seeing what they're doing and stuff.
Yeah, they're actually a big part of the plot.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a couple questions here. Do you think the mom was too strict?
No.
I think that's what made her funny. Like, that just made her hilarious. Like,
and she wasn't too strict. That was so realistic. That's how moms are.
Yeah.
I know, but it still felt strict to me. Like, I was in that teenager mindset. Like, she didn't understand. Okay, like.
But she grew to understand, so.
But like,
kind of, but
she grew to understand, and once you're in.
I felt she was way too harsh on Frank.
Yeah.
Like, because she took it too far. Like, you're addicted to video games. I'm trying to save you, and like, she wouldn't listen about like the thing where she's like, you need to get a hobby, and he's like, I had a hobby. I was on a team.
You see, like. It was strict, but it was so real. Like it was like that, and most parents don't really grow to evolve like she does. Like I know my dad is that exact same mindset. Like he literally went through his phase where he took all of Paulie's gaming consoles and hid them in his house. Like he has a separate house, so he made Paul come out with a bag of his consoles and come outside, and then like he wanted my mom to monitor Paul's computer, like what is it called? Hours? I don't even know what computer usage. It was just ridiculous. Paul was so upset because he was in like the big 360 phase, you know. Yeah, but like I've seen it happen.
It was totally realistic. It just brought me back to when I was in high school and parents would like confiscate things from me, and I'm like, you don't understand, like. I like felt
so good. Like her parents are so understanding. I love the part when I also talked about this already in the book talk, but like I love the part where the mom's like, we're going running tomorrow, Frank. You're gonna get off that couch, and then it turns out he's on the running team.
And she's like dead.
I know, so funny.
You okay?
She's like, tricked me.
I love when she like reads that. Does she read an advice book? What does she read again? That, like,
yeah, the teenager. How to talk to your teenager.
Yeah, and she's like acting all weird around the kids.
You know, it worked.
Yeah.
She just kept repeating the same thing, and he was like, fine.
So good.
What are your thoughts on the documentary aspect?
I loved it. Like, it felt to me like she was a YouTuber. Like, in the story, it felt like she became a YouTuber, and it was, like, really relatable. I don't know, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. I felt like it did a really good job of kind of helping to trace her arc throughout the story. Especially how, you know, she starts off, she's totally behind the camera, she's not even talking, she's not doing anything, and then at the end, she like finally steps in front of the camera, and you know, it was like growth.
Yeah. No, it was so much fun. It was also really funny to see her parents reacting to being on film, because they were also really understanding about it, because they were like, yes, I want her to do this, she's going to help her heal. But, like, there's one point where her mom's, like, in her bra, she's like, oh! Like, if that was my mom, she'd be like, you cut that out! It's like, sweetie, maybe we'll next time. It was really funny. Someone says, do you guys have any advice about people who are feeling lost? 2 people who are feeling lost. Do you guys have anything? I went through a big lost phase. I think everyone does. Does anyone else want to start?
Yeah, I feel like everyone goes through these phases, and it's not just when you're young. Like, even now, I sometimes feel lost and like, what am I doing? I don't know. I think that the best thing is to kind of be self-aware of it. Like maybe keeping a journal and like recording your feelings and just like reflecting on that, like just thinking about it, just being aware and like thinking about what you want to do, making plans and setting goals and stuff. But I don't know. I'm not good at this kind of thing.
I feel like also.
Go ahead. Jesse, you're okay. No, it's still doing it.
It's me.
Hello? Okay, we're good now. Okay, so Jesse, do you have your advice? Because we just dropped Kat.
I just completely forgot what I was saying. I was trying to refresh.
Okay, I'll go then. Okay, yeah. So for feeling lost, I went through a huge, like, I'm so lost phase after graduating college. I think that's when it strikes a lot of the time now, like, because if you don't just get a job right out of college that matches what you want to do, you're kind of just stuck in this phase where you're not doing what you want to do, but you just came out of so much education about your expertise and all that stuff, and you just want to be doing it. But of course, like Kat says, it comes like, you know, it can come whenever. But my advice would be to just keep trying new things, and you'll eventually come out of it. Like, you'll find yourself. You'll feel more solid in what you're doing. You'll find the way to get to your goal. But I think just knowing that you're going to come out of it, because now that I've done it and I've come out of it, when I do go back into like, oh, what am I doing with my life phase, I know that I'm going to come out of it. I know that something's going to happen and it's going to make me feel like, okay, I know where I'm going. Just keep being open to new things and keep it in your mind. It's going to go away. You're going to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to be a little bit lost, because then you have like that freedom to figure it out. Like being set on like one path, like especially like Christine was saying about like when you get out of college, it's because up until that point you've had your goal clearly laid out, like graduate high school, get into college, go to college, graduate college, and then you exit out of that and you're like, okay, what now? And there's like no roadmap for what to do next. But that's kind of okay, because then you get to experiment and figure out what you want to do and like what you like doing. So I think it's okay to be lost.
Definitely. It's just like a lot of times you have to be lost to get found. Get lost.
Get found. You have to just keep in mind that you're gonna like end up finding yourself at some point too. So all gonna be okay. You're gonna find yourself. You're gonna figure things out. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's like, it sounds stupid, but it's gonna happen. It's not just gonna be like, I'm forever lost in limbo land. What is my life?
Yeah.
Like, you'll find it. Do you have a question on Twitter? Or Jesse, do you have a question?
I don't.
Here's the question. Are you interested in reading something else by Sophie?
Of course I am. I think we all are.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Jessie is, because she does write more chick kind of stuff.
It depends on like what the story is about, because I'm not interested in her Shopaholic series at all. Like, that's just not something that interests me. But I don't know. Like, if she comes out with another book like this one, I'd totally check it out.
Yeah, this is her first YA book, so I really liked it. I would love for her to write more YA, but I'm also really excited to read some of her adult books. I went out and I bought the first book in the Shopaholic series, and I've Got Your Number, which is a standalone, and I'm really excited to start both of them. Like, I've almost started them already, but I was like, I have to finish this other book first.
Yeah, I went out and got I've Got Your Number, Can You Keep a Secret, and one other one that I can't remember right now. But I have 3 other ones, and I'm really excited about it. Did you guys really want to know what happened between Audrey and her other friends?
I did. That was the one, like, the biggest thing about this book that I didn't love, even though I didn't mind it. Like, I still felt satisfied with what we got. Just earlier on, it felt like she was, like, keeping it a secret for now, and it was like, I'll tell you about it later, maybe. And so I thought we were going to hear about it later, but we never really get to. Like, we know kind of what happened. Like, she was bullied by this group of girls, and they, like, tormented her for a very long time and, like, wrecked her self-esteem, and, like, we kind of figure out what happened, but I don't know. I was just hoping for a little bit more.
I thought we were going to find out when she had that confrontation with Izzy.
Yeah.
Is that who it is? Yeah. But we don't at all, and that was such a frustrating scene, too, because she was, like, trying to twist it and, like, make it, like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I did think we were eventually going to find out, but when we didn't, I understood what she was doing. Like, it's really not about that. It's just about the healing process and Audrey getting better. And I don't know, maybe also, like, you don't want to plant ideas, bullying ideas.
Right.
That's just, but not that, like, we're that dumb, but, like, you know, maybe that's also another thing. Like, inventing something so mean.
I don't know. I'm like really sensitive to like bullying things. Like I was never really bullied in school, but I was reading this book once where this girl was like tormenting another girl, and I had to stop reading the book. Like even though it was like well written and I was enjoying it, I just couldn't stomach the bullying in it, and I never finished that book because of it.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know if we want to know.
Yeah. And exactly like you said, it's about the healing, and you know, it doesn't matter what exactly happened. All that matters is that it affected her, and she's working on getting better, and she is getting better.
Someone said, "Do you think there should have been more scenes between Natalie and Audrey?" And I don't think so, because it's like a lot of them said, like it's not about Natalie, it's not about her at all.
Right. I have a question. This person asked, do you think there should be a second book, or is it fine as a standalone?
It's a standalone.
Yeah, it's definitely a standalone, but I wouldn't mind, like, another book with, like, the same characters.
Yeah, if there was something, like a problem, a conflict.
Right. Yeah, if there was a conflict, but I can't really imagine what it is. Like, I really liked this as a standalone, because I don't feel like I want more. Like, I would read more, but I mostly just want to read more by Sophie Kinsella, like other characters in other situations. It's like this, I want to imagine that, like, they go off to the tournament and they have fun, like, maybe they win, and just, I like how it ended. I like that I get to imagine from beyond that point.
I have another one. Do you think that the author captured what being a high schooler is like and the atmosphere of high school in general?
I feel like we weren't really in high school.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't really get that atmosphere at all throughout this book.
Yeah.
But she's not in school. Yeah.
But,
I mean, I feel like she definitely captured what it's like to be a teenager between Frank and Linus, kind of. But, yeah, we never went to school, did we?
No, we didn't. We saw a flashback in school once or something, but there was no school. Yeah. I have a question. Did you find it interesting that we got to be with Audrey in her therapy sessions? And I actually really liked her therapy sessions. It was really interesting to see from the therapist's point of view, like where Audrey was at. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like that as well. I thought that it made it all more realistic, because like the therapist is like, do this and you'll get better. Like she felt like a real therapist, and talking about how like there's ups and downs, and like you will, you know, go backwards sometimes on your chart, and yeah, I thought it was really realistic and just was another of many things that made this book feel so real. Like, there is a degree of, like, kind of outlandish humor when you have, like, the mom threatening to throw the laptop out the window. Like, that's a little bit crazy, but it's also realistic still, so I love that balance.
I think it was also nice that, like, Audrey never really, like, resisted going to therapy, or was, like, never, like, you know, felt like it was going to be a bad thing for her to go, you know what I mean? Because I feel like therapists, like, sometimes they're depicted as, like, these terrible things that you have to go to or whatever, but, like, it didn't seem that way for Audrey throughout this book. Like, she was okay with going to therapy and wanted to get help. So, yeah, I don't know, it's refreshing.
Yeah, I think that's a really positive thing, too, to show that, like, it's not a bad thing to go to therapy or to, like, not.
Yeah, therapy helped her so much.
I have a question. Who is your favorite character in this story other than Audrey?
Her mom.
But Frank was so sassy. I loved him.
I liked Frank too. But her mom and Frank, the back and forth.
Are you Team Mom or Team Frank? That was the question that I saw.
I'm putting them together. I don't know. This isn't like a love triangle theme.
Team Meg.
I'm Team Frank. I felt so, like, on his behalf, life was so unfair.
I'm usually like, when Paul is playing video games, I just want him to stop because I want to do something with him, or like he's being too loud. So I was like, I don't know. I understand where her mom was coming from.
Somebody asks, can you recommend any other books similar to this one?
I don't know any books exactly similar. The book that I would think is most similar in my head is Eleanor and Park, just because of, I don't know.
Because Fangirl, she's also very shy, and she's kind of like coming out of her shell.
Yeah, I feel like Eleanor is more troubled, and that's what I feel like is making the connection with me. But Eleanor and Park is not as upbeat as this one.
What's like a really funny book?
There is nothing as funny as this.
Yeah.
Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
Yeah.
Very funny, and has like, he works on videos, and you know, the parents are involved in the kid's life.
Yeah. I would say that one's like a funny one. It's not as lighthearted as this one felt.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and then like if you're looking for something with a romance that's similar to this one, I definitely say Eleanor and Park is the most similar in like the style of how they get together and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think this book would make a good movie, and do you have anyone who you would cast in the roles?
I don't know. I mean, it probably.
I don't know if I would want it to be a movie. Like,
yeah,
I feel
it would work.
Book.
I think it would definitely work because I saw it movie.
Right.
And also, I think it could work because we could see from her POV with the camera.
That's true.
It's just like, I don't know.
It doesn't need to be a film. Like, it's fine as a book.
I really like it as a book.
Right.
I like the format that we got, and even though it could work as a movie, it's not like on my wish list of books I want to be adapted into movies. Like, if it was a movie,
I'd love to make this movie. Like, I'd be down to make it and direct it, because it's like, it doesn't require too much production that it's like overwhelming, because it's like mostly in the house. But yeah, it doesn't need to be a movie. It's not like one of those like, I need to see it.
Yeah.
This
it might be
person...
fun as a TV show.
Because
we do have a lot of like ongoing, like, because the characters were so great. Like, I could see them in like a sitcom kind of situation.
Yeah, but like, there's only one book, so we'd have to like start inventing new things.
Yeah, we can go to like the video game thing, and just the characters were so great that like even Audrey going back to school, you know, Audrey and Linus figuring out their
relationship. Really scary.
I think it could work.
It could work. It'd just be like scary.
This person asks, do you think recommending this book to someone who has dealt with similar things is a good idea? It depends on like where they're at with their anxiety. Like if they can deal with books like this, or if it's a trigger, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they're very sensitive to triggers, then maybe. But I didn't feel like there was a lot in this book that was very triggering. Like we didn't go into detail about the bullying and like anything super negative like that.
I felt kind of triggery. I had to put it down a few times. I was starting to get really anxious because she was anxious. Sometimes, but it wasn't like to the point where I wouldn't read it. If you get anxious, if you're one of those people that people start talking about some disease and like you start learning you have it, like that's what was going on with me. I was like, no, you're fine. You're not doing that. But I put it down for like a few hours and picked it back up. But I don't know, because I feel like if you had problems like this, it doesn't mean you're going to have the same exact problems that she did. So, because I did get some comments from people that were like, I have severe anxiety and it's not like this, and then someone was like, I have it and it is like this. Like your experience, everyone's experience is different.
you can't compare yours to other people's.
Yeah.
No.
What did you guys think about Frank's dares, and what was your favorite one?
Frank's what?
Oh, no, not Frank's dares. It says
Linus' dares.
Someone said Frank, but
probably Linus.
Yeah.
I was always scared when he was doing his hair, because I was like, there's going to come a time where he's going to push too far. I was waiting for that moment where it was too far, because I knew it was coming.
Right. Well, she would get emotional at times, like during the dare. She'd be like crying or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like that one with that rude guy really scared me.
Yeah, the guy in the Starbucks.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
That one made me so nervous. I was like, he's going to lash out on her, and she's going to like break down and like have a big mental breakdown. Oh.
Yeah, and it's so well done that the stakes like feel so high, but really she's just talking to someone random. Like that, the writing is so well done there.
Right, definitely.
No, because like just saying like, oh my god, I'm so nervous. I'm reading this book. What's going on? Oh, she's talking to this guy at the coffee shop. She's asking him a question.
I missed a little bit what you guys were talking about, but yeah, the dares made me really anxious for her, because like I struggle with like talking to new people. Like I would be terrified in that situation. Like if someone's like, go talk to that random person, ask them something. Like I don't know if I could do it. And so I was like so nervous for her. I'm like, she has social anxiety. Linus, what are you doing to her? Yeah. But I did like how it played out and how she learned that like even with the rude guy, like it's not the end of the world. Yeah. He's just a rude guy. And I loved what the dare at the end with the ice cream, and he's like, go ask him for ice cream.
That was such a beautiful part. I was so touched for her.
It's so thoughtful.
It is so nice.
Yeah.
I must have just been joining us or haven't seen anything about Finding Audrey yet, but they asked the question like, is this book funny? The book is hilarious. Just for the record, again, it's a very funny book. You should pick it up.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Very, very funny.
Did you guys cry?
I
didn't cry, but that's because I'm not really a book crier. Like it takes a lot to make me cry, so. But I could see where you would end up emotional reading this book.
Yeah. Kat?
No, exactly what Jessie said. I'm not a book crier. I did not cry.
Yeah, I did tear up once. I cried in the beginning. Because I didn't know she had social anxiety. Like, when we started reading it, and then she had, like, that first trigger attack, and I just got emotional watching it happen to her. I was like, I can't believe we're dealing with this. It's just so real.
I'm more prone to cry in, like, the happy moments. Like, at the end, when, like, the family's all coming together, like, that, like, affected me more.
Yeah, I cry in both. All the extremes.
Just all of them.
So what did you guys think was going to happen at the end? Because, you know, it's pretty slow-paced. I mean, not, like, super slow, but it's just like a slice of life kind of thing, and then we're building up, and it's like, what did you guys think was going to happen, and how did you feel about what did happen?
I mean, you mean like what was going to be like the climax? Or
Yeah.
how it was going to run out?
I was really concerned for a while that it was going to be something to do with, like, Linus breaking up with her or, like, being with another girl or something. Like, I was really concerned it was going to go in that direction. So I was really happy when it didn't.
I was really concerned she was going to just have a major attack and then have to go kind of backwards again and go through a lot again.
Yeah.
But she didn't, thank God. I didn't see like that she was just going to get lost. I didn't realize that was going to happen. But I was so nervous that she like went off the meds, because you need the doctor to go off meds like that. I just, it's like, no, Audrey, no.
Yeah.
Jesse, are you frozen?
No, I'm trying to think. I don't really know where I thought it was going to go. Like, I guess the point when she goes and meets that girl, that's like the part that I was really nervous for. I thought that would like send her like back into like all this like anxiety that she had just gotten over and was like working towards this goal or whatever. But it was really nice to see kind of like her, you know, be like, she doesn't deserve my time and whatever, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah, like, it wasn't predictable because I did not expect that outcome from the meeting with the girl and her parents, but it was very realistic. Like, I feel like that could happen. Like, the girl is being like super like innocent looking and nice, and the parents are totally on her side, and they're like, this has really affected my daughter. It's like, excuse me. Like, it's just, it was really realistic, and like the situation played out how I feel like it could, and like I was bracing for the worst, so I was like, okay, this is okay. But
I really liked
yeah.
I really liked from that section, like the way she described. She was like, one by one, I lost all my powers. Like, first, I can't talk, and then I can't look them in the face. And it was just like, I don't know, it was just a really nice way to talk and describe about what was going on with her. Yeah, like you said, I was on edge. I thought that was going to be a big thing, too. And she made it through. Like, every time she made it through, I let out that breath I didn't know I was holding. Just like...
You did it, Audrey.
We're okay.
Like, the only thing that frustrated me was when she went off her meds, and she like thought it was a good idea. She's like, oh yeah, I'm off my meds. See, I'm fine. It's like, no, Audrey, no.
Somebody asked a funny question. Like, how? Hold on, let me get the wording here. How much would you have liked to do a fly-on-the-wall documentary of your family when you were a teenager? And I think it'd be so funny to go back and like watch that now if I had done something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. I think we can take maybe like one or two more questions.
I've got one.
Okay.
Do you think that Frank found it difficult to understand Audrey's problems at some points? For example, when he said she has to get along with Linus.
I think that's the thing with siblings. You're like kind of less patient about your other siblings' issues. Like, you understand, but you're like, you can do it.
Right.
And I think that's expected because he's only a year older than her. But he did understand. Like, he would get it, but just not to the extent that her parents were cautious about it.
Right.
Like, I feel like he was understanding, and for the most part, like, he spent so much time, like, the whole family had been kind of, like, catering around her, and in a way, like, shielding her. So I feel like it was, you know, it was a little bit selfish on Frank's part, but it was also expected because he spent so long, like, can't have friends over, you know, like, have to make sure that you don't do anything to upset Audrey. Like, he had been catering around her for so long that this was something that was really important for him. So he's like, you know what, Linus is going to be around. You know, this is something that I need for myself, so I hope you can deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's a 15-year-old boy. I mean, he understood, like, that he understood as much as he did, I feel like was really nice that he was so supportive of her.
Right. And I mean, he also went with her to confront the bully, too, so.
Yeah.
He was there for her then, so.
Yeah.
And it also came around at a really good time because that was when Audrey was like more ready to talk to people, and like her therapist was even encouraging her, like, you need to talk to someone outside of your safe people, your immediate family. So I feel like it was okay. Like he wasn't pushing her into something that she was like so not ready for that it was going to be detrimental to her. It was like pushing her comfort a little bit, but in a way that she needed to heal.
Okay. So, one more question?
Sure.
Okay, let's see. Let's find my good one. Does anybody have a really good one?
This is kind of a good one. Did you like how Audrey stepped out of her bubble and realized that her illness affected the whole family?
Yeah, that was a really nice part. That's like when she started kind of noticing the world again.
Right.
And then she like took care of her mom. It was nice.
Yeah, I thought that was great because it showed like progress. Like she was so in the bubble for so long, and she didn't notice how much she was affecting other people. Like realizing that like her mom hadn't gone to work and like it was affecting her job in that way because like her mom like stopped her life to take care of Audrey. Like I feel like that was kind of like a little wake up call for Audrey. Like I need to get better. I need to work on this more.
Definitely. Someone I just saw a comment that says, why does it say finding eyebrows? Wait, how come you guys don't have lower thirds?
Because we had to hop in and out of the live show.
Oh.
It sucks.
Yeah, mine says finding eyebrows because I don't have eyebrows. I have to draw them on. I mean, I do, but they're invisible. So I thought finding Poland or finding bananas was too unoriginal. Okay, do we have any closing thoughts, guys?
I don't know. Like, I really liked this book. I see a question that's like, was it more funny or sad? And I feel like it was definitely more like funny and hopeful.
Definitely fun.
Like, yeah, there weren't many sad moments. There were moments where you feel for Audrey, but
not like sad.
Yeah, it was hopeful. It was hopeful, and it was hilarious.
Yeah. Closing thoughts, Jessica?
Pick up Hollow City and join us next month.
Yay!
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, if you missed the beginning of our live show, Hollow City is our September book of the month. We're all very excited about it because we're going to be doing an event with Ransom Riggs to celebrate Library of Souls on October 2nd in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a costume party event, and it's going to be super fun, and you should join us. There's more information on Ransom Riggs' channel. Where can we find that?
We'll be putting it in the description of videos very soon here.
Yeah.
Also,
if you Google Ransom 4, you can find it. Sorry, go ahead, Jessica.
Just to clarify, this is the second book in a trilogy. So go read Miss Peregrine's if you haven't read it, and then read Hollow City. Just clarifying.
Definitely. And just so you know, October book of the month, it's going to be Six of Crows. Six of Crows. Guys, want to show your Six of Crows?
I don't have time.
Okay, Six of Crows. And then November book of the month is going to be Illuminate. And then we're going to wrap the year up with the final book in the Lunar Chronicles Quartet, which is Winter. It's coming out in November. All these books, this book comes out before it's our book of the month, but like
October 20th, and we're doing it for November. Winter comes out November 10th, and we're doing it for December. We don't have that one yet. If we did.
Six of Crows
comes out September 29th, and we're doing it for October.
Kat is on top of the dates here.
Yeah, she is.
There she is. I hope you guys join us. Thanks for watching our live show. Thanks for all the questions. I hope you had fun, as much fun with Sophie Kinsella. My closing thoughts is I was not expecting to love this as much as I did, and it's fantastic. So you should read it. Bye, guys.
Bye. I'm Jesse.
I'm Kat. I had sunglasses on the entire time.